Hello, my friend.
Hi, hello. How are you?
I'm fine, thanks. And you?
Yes, I prepare all.
Wow, look at this guy. He has a magnificent setup. He has assistants, by the way. But I have wings. I have dental wings, you see? So this is
Yes,
my dental power, a
yes.
superpower. Okay, my friends, just write down if you can hear Dr. Iwata correctly, okay? Just say if sound is okay because I'm going to switch off comments. I
Yes,
want to have screen. Wow, look at this guy.
yes.
He's preparing everything.
Yes.
Very nice. Okay, so perfect. Let me switch off now comments and then we go.
Yes.
Okay, fine.
Yes.
Perfect.
Yes.
Jun, can you switch off sound from your maybe screen or whatever because there is an echo when I'm speaking. I can hear myself from your side also.
Oh, my phone off. Sorry.
No, from maybe from screen. Actually, now it's fine. Now it's fine. Okay, so
Oh,
perfect. So my friends,
yeah,
I would like to introduce to audience the
yeah,
program for today.
yeah.
Me and Dr. Iwata will do veneer preparation step by
Hi.
step. He will do step one. I will do step one from my side. Then he will do step two and so on and so on. Okay, so we will
Yeah,
follow the process from A to Z.
yeah.
And before we will start our demonstration, I would like just to mention a very basic things that we have to understand and to know in terms of tooth preparation. I would like just to discuss with you, Jun. What do you think about how much we need to prep for veneer? How do you find how much you need to prep for veneer? How do you decide how much you need to prep? Do you have any tips on that reason?
Sorry.
You can hear me?
Uh, uh, yeah, sorry.
Yeah,
Please speak again. Sorry.
repeat again. Okay, so I would like to discuss now how much you need to prep. How do you decide how much you need to prep for veneer? 0.3 or 0.5 or maybe 1 millimeter. How do you decide?
So I think the conventional veneer I prepare for cervical area 0.5 and middle area I prepare 0.7 and inside the labial side I prepare 0.8.
There's 0.8. So that is for every single case, or it is just average numbers? Because we
Uh,
sometimes we can do really minimally invasive preps like 0.2 or 0.3, and it will be enough space for dental technician.
yes. So sometimes I will add in tips over the canine to give a canine guidance
Yeah, for you make
by
an
veneer. I
overlap
prepare very minimum basic veneer. Yeah.
in the inside the overlap. Okay, perfect. So let me just briefly tell to the audience my preference or the way I decide how much we need to prep. So basically, we follow two very important issues. The first, aesthetics, okay, and color change.
Yeah.
In this case, we need to understand how thick or thin veneer should be in order to change the color, to be able to change the color. So that
Yeah.
question we have to discuss with dental technician. Okay, so dental technician will tell us how much space he needs to change the color. Okay, and
Yes.
another thing that we have to understand also and to take into consideration always when we do preparations is biomechanics. So basically, it is a big difference where you will put your veneer on. In other words, it is a big difference if you will bond your veneer to enamel or you will have to bond your veneer to dentin or to composite, for example. Because enamel and ceramic is pretty similar in terms of biomechanics. So basically, you can use a really thin ceramics, and when you will bond it properly to enamel, it may survive, and no cracks, nothing will happen, because the bonding will bring these two pieces together in a really strong way. But if you bond your veneer to dentin or to composite, since these structures are more flexible than enamel, you have to have enough thickness of ceramic to reinforce or to resist flexural deformations underneath. So in that case, for example, as far as I know from some biomechanical principles, if you use Emax, for example, or lithium disilicate, the minimum thickness of ceramic veneer, I mean, if you bond it to the label surface, to dentin, has to be about 0.5. This is just biomechanics, it's not a color change, because it's a different topic. But if you bond it to enamel, it can be 0.1 even, 0.2, as thin as your dental technician can do, okay? So you have, before you prep, we have to discuss color change with a dental technician, and then we have also to fit our preparations in terms of biomechanics. If we bond it, if we have enamel or we have dentin, so we have to play clever that game. And also, just to finish this, when we do veneer cases, and when we discuss everything with dental tech, we do mock-up for the patient to do the test drive. And in some cases, mock-up gives a certain thickness, because the plastic will cover the buccal surface of teeth. And if there is no over contour, we can keep this mock-up as our reference to prep through. And this is a really good thing to preserve two structures, because when dental technician says, for example, that he needs 0.7 from our side, let's say, okay, and we have mock-up, and there is some thickness of the plastic over patient's teeth, then we take a depth cutting burr and we start to prep through the mock-up with this 0.7 roof. But our preparation will be, let's say, inserted partially in mock-up. I don't know how much, but let's say 0.3 will be in mock-up and only 0.4 will be in the two structures. But together, we'll have the 0.7. So basically, we don't need to prep 0.7 on teeth. We need to give space 0.7, considering also possibility to do additive dentistry, to add something above, if teeth are plain or flat or retroclined, so we can bring them slightly forward. So basically, every single time we prep, every single time we plan the preparation strategy for current cases. Okay, so let's go. Let's go for the hands-on, because people are waiting. That will have a lot of fun. I'm very looking forward. What instruments do you use, by the way? Can you show me the handpiece that you work? Handpiece, electric.
Yes.
You use electric, right?
Yes. I use cable. Oh, sorry.
I mean, you use electric motor, right? Electric.
Yes.
Oh yeah.
Cable,
Okay, I see.
cable chair. And I already check the speed here.
Okay, perfect.
And I already use Comet, Diamond Bird, or Shofu.
And Shofu. Oh yeah, nice.
Yes,
nice
yes.
instruments. Very nice.
Yes, and I like the Shofu very superfine Diamond Bird, 25 grade.
Nice. To make it really smooth.
This time I prepared the Soflex disc for around the insider edge.
Okay, perfect. Actually, pretty much the same. I do also use the Soflex, the same color, by the way, the orange.
Everyone loves Soflex.
Yeah, the orange one. I do also use electric. I do use
Yeah.
electric motor, and I put there red stripe, increasing handpiece.
Yeah.
Okay. Do you use this handpiece? Do you use this one that you showed there on the table? The turbine, I mean, the turbine. This one.
Yeah. Yes.
The high speed.
High speed. Yes.
High speed. Okay. Perfect. Yeah, I do use high speed also for the step 1 when we do rough and quick preparation.
Yes.
Okay. Perfect. Nice setup.
Yes.
Nice.
Okay. Yeah.
So we're looking forward to do this intensive step by step. Actually, let you do your stuff. I do my stuff. And if we have time, I would like to try your protocol to see how it works. If we will have time, but let's go.
Yeah. So First, I prep. Okay, sorry.
Okay.
Okay, this burr I making a new diamond burr set by comment. Like you.
Okay.
I set up this.
This is an interesting one. This is a good one. Yeah, I would try this one also. It's good. It's safe. It's nice.
Is for, proximal cutting burr.
Okay.
And this is very famous.
For the axle reduction, yeah, I see.
This 1 and 0.16, and the root diameter is 1.6 and area 1.2. Yes.
Okay, the tip is 1.2, so half is like 0.6. Okay.
I use shofu diamond burr. I often use this wheel type diamond burr by shofu.
For incisal reduction, right? Okay.
Yeah, 230. For the crown, anterior crown or anterior veneer. And this is very fine tip diamond burr, 104.
Okay.
Diameter, the tips of diameter is 0.5 and this root is 1.5.
Okay.
But today I will use comet and I also use the shofu diamond burr.
Also run a preparation kit for shofu.
Yes. So,
a lot of burrs, my friend. You have a lot of burrs.
Sorry.
Well equipped. Okay.
I use this guide group diamond burr because I want to cut 0.5 millimeter
for the axle, for the label reduction, okay?
Inside area here.
For the incisal area.
And I use 0.3 millimeters burr here.
For the cervical, okay.
Yes. Okay.
Nice.
And first I use,
So what is your step one? What you do for step one? When you have to prep multiple veneers, you go for step one. Which one?
Inside the edge here.
Okay, so you do incisal reduction first.
Can I start now?
Yeah, sure.
Yes. For this time I use this type per diameter. Here is 0.8. Here is 1.2. So I use here.
The middle part. Okay.
1.0 here. To give a guided group. Like this.
Okay.
And next I use this burr like this.
Okay, to join groups.
Or using
or the wheel wheel one. Yeah.
Yes.
You can.
And this time I will give little angulation to the radial side like this.
Yeah.
But in the crown situation, I will give the angulation like this. But this time I will prepare laminate veneer preparation. I will give.
Yeah, for the veneer, because the pathway of insertion for veneer It has to be from the buccal side. That's why you can have it like a 90 degrees here or with a slight buccal angle. This is correct one, yeah.
Sorry, the suction sound is not loud, okay? Suction too loud or okay?
Oh, no, it's okay. It's fine. It's fine.
Yeah.
We're dentists. We used to use this sound in our daily practice. Suction, ultrasound. Okay, perfect. So this is step one that you do, right?
Mm-hmm. Yes.
Perfect. Let me do my step one, okay? I do also use the Comet burst. Let me just switch the camera here so you'll be able to see. We have, let's say we have it like a universal burst set for veneers, crowns, overlays, or whatever. The first row of the burst, the first one, the row of the burst, they are medium grit, like a blue stripe, or sometimes we use also with a green stripe. So this burst we use for step one with a quick and rough preparation. And the second row is the red one. Okay, so basically we use this one for the final steps of the preparation. I have also this one, exactly this one that I have in my kit. It gives me a 0.4 groove. So this is 0.4, but the tip of the burr is 1.5 millimeters, okay? So I use this burr at the very beginning. So I start with that one. I put this one into high speed, okay? Because I actually use, let me show you if it's possible. Let me show you if it is possible my setup of instruments here, because it's interesting to have to see. Yeah, so actually I have multiple hand pieces, that many of them, okay, electric. Then I have high speed, okay. And when I do step one preparation, the step one preparation is pretty rough and quick. I don't want to waste my time to make a precise prep or whatever, because during step one I need to create space for dental technicians. So I have the depth cutter here, and I also have the coarse or medium grit thickest burr that I have, the thickest one. Okay, I have it in another hand piece. So that will be my step one, okay, just two burrs. Let me go back to my Phantom. We select depth cutter according to our dental technician request, okay? And then we put the mock-up here. So let's say all these teeth are covered with mock-up, and then I take this depth cutter and I start to do depth cutting grooves. The tip of the burr, as I mentioned, is 1.5 millimeters. So I can use this burr to make incisal groove this way. Okay, if I will use it for full depth, I will have 1.5 millimeters, which is average requested thickness for ceramic. But the tip is that I'm not using it for the full depth. The reason why I'm not using it for the full depth is that when I will join these grooves with another burr, with this one, if I join them, I may make a little bit more preparation, okay? So I don't want to over prep. But actually, I do continue with that burr. I have to work with this burr. So first, incisal grooves, and then I use this one just to create buccal grooves. And what is super important during this step, since we use a high speed or electric with a high speed, the high speed means it is more than 100,000 RPM with a lot of water. So basically during this speed and with a lot of water, our control is slightly restricted. And if you will move this burr really close to the gum and your hand is shaking, or your patient is moving, or your patient is sneezing or whatever, you may drop your burr in to the sulcus or to the soft tissues, and you may do irreversible mistakes. So my suggestion and my advice is not to move this burr close to the gum. We keep it supragingival, like 2-3 millimeters above. This part will be prepped later on during step 2 with a precise preparation. But now I don't need this, don't need this precision. I just need to make it really quick and rough. So basically I make grooves, okay? I paint them. Then I can remove mock-up, okay? And then I see where I entered tooth structure. And then I will take this one and join these grooves. I will do it after you will provide your step, okay? So this is still step 1. I make grooves, remove mock-up, and still I will continue with step 1. It is still step 1 for me. I would like just to make it more interactive. So you do, I do, okay? Like this.
Okay. So, okay, I will prepare almost the same.
This
way.
This one I show again. This is better than I have. Actually, this burr is better than I have, because let me show you this to people, because it is important. The burr that I have is pretty similar that you have, okay? But your tip has a little extension that does not let your burr to penetrate into tooth structure. In other words, just let me show you. If I will use this burr that I have in non-proper way, basically the proper way to use this burr is to keep it parallel to the surface that you prep, okay? But if I will move it this way, I can go deeper, which is dangerous. In your burr, there is a limitation. So this burr that you have is better. I will include this burr to my burr set. I will use it. I will include this to my burr set. It's better than that I have. It's more safer. Let's say it is safer. Okay.
Okay. So this time I want to check the ridge line here and give a depth skirt right groove here. Over the
This video is about benefits that you will have from our online workshop. Presence effect. This is a unique feature by Belograd Academy that literally moves you to our training center and you can stay close to speaker. This is like over-shoulder format. The training process is filmed through the video system from the microscope, and there are 2 more cameras broadcasting close-up and general view. This way, you can see everything in precise details. Efficiency. Do you agree, guys, that over-shoulder workshop with detailed video and explanation is way better than regular slides? The third benefit is convenience. So basically, you don't need to go anywhere, and you can study in comfort conditions, in your home, in your office, during running exercises, from your phone, from your computer, from your tablet, and you can do anything you want with the content. So join us as we shifted online education into the next level.
So next I will change 0.5 millimeter guide groove here.
To get different thickness of preparation in different areas, right?
Yes. So
Nice.
I give a marker here. Sorry. sometimes we don't prepare enough states here, so I check the ridge line and I try to improve over the ridge line here.
Okay, okay. So you keep these transitional angle lines.
Yes, yes. And the next step, I will prepare the outline first. For the, if I prepare the guided group area, sometimes I cannot see the outline. So I want to prep outline next steps. And next I will prepare the second plane and third plane here.
Okay, perfect. Okay. Perfect. So my turn, right?
Yes.
Okay, good. So in your case, you use different depth cutters to give you different depth of preparation, which is logical, it's good. And I want to mention that I use depth cutter, this one, as the smallest one that my dental technician asks from my side. For example, he says that we need 0.7 thickness to change the color, let's say like that. But in cervical area, it can be smaller, like 0.4 or 0.5. So then I take my 0.4 or 0.5 and I make all these grooves. So basically the depth of these grooves are the same. But when I do this part of preparation, which is still step 1, this is burr number 16, it's medium grit. I turn this burr this way. I cut incisal edge that way, then I turn the handpiece and cut it from here. Okay, and then I go with my planes. We have to angulate this burr according to the planes that we have. For veneer, we keep 3 planes: incisal plane, middle plane, and cervical plane. So we have to follow these planes, angulating burr in proper way. Then I go with incisal plane. If we prep multiple teeth, there is no risk that you will touch adjacent tooth because we have to prep them also. But when I will do like a single tooth preparation, for sure, I will protect adjacent teeth with a matrix band, with a metal matrix band, just to make it more safer to not touch adjacent teeth. So basically now, incisal plane, I can prep a little bit more than I have the groove here. So basically I do a little bit more preparation. But in terms of numbers, how do I decide how much I prep? I use silicon index, okay? We use silicon index with a periodontal probe. And actually, if I need, for example, because my depth cutter was 0.4, but my dental technician needs from incisal plane 0.7, I will take my silicon index, will put it and measure. If I have not enough, I will just prep a little bit more, and that's it, okay? This is the way we go with a different depth of preparations. Then we do middle plane. And we do also cervical plane. And since, again, this is important, since we are at the step 1, this is step 1 for me, high speed, a lot of water, okay? The control is restricted. I don't want to make undercut. I don't want to make damage of the soft tissue. So basically I do supragingival preparation here. And during preparation of cervical area now, I'm not concentrating in finish line right now. I don't want to have finish line right now. I want to have volume of my preparation. So basically this step performs space for dental technician, and the rest of design, like finish lines, you know, transitional angle lines, like rounding of the transitions, will be given into this step 2. So actually I finished my step 1. Okay, that it's done. Then I take my silicon index, check. If I need to prep more, I just prep. If not, I go to step 2. Your turn.
Okay. I already made 3
Yeah,
projects.
I didn't.
Yes.
Mm.
Yes, yes. This one and this one. Yes.
We cannot see the second one.
Okay.
Yeah, okay,
And yes,
fine.
next I will start. And first I will prepare the outline because we can see outline in this time very clearly. And I think it's not difficult to prepare the middle area here because we prepare with guided group first. So I think outline is very important to design the finishing area and for between Veneer and apartment too. So I want to prepare outline first, and I prepare as you said super gingival first,
And then you move
because
it down.
Yes, I want to change more fine pitch diaphragm, and that time I will prepare my finishing line more down here. So this time I will keep at least 0.5 millimeter from gingiva here. Okay. So this time I incline my diameter like this.
Yeah.
So sometimes many dentists prepare for approximate like this, and sometimes make undercut here.
They will be undercut 100%. Yeah. So that is this is the way.
And if I prepare this side, I incline my front diameter towards medial side like this.
It is like honey to my eyes. I see how your hands are working, very stable, steady, smooth movements. My eyes are now full of love.
Thank you.
Nice. Okay, perfect.
Next.
Perfect. So my turn.
Yes.
Okay, good. You know, my protocol that I'm showing right now, this protocol I designed because I do a lot of courses and I have a lot of participants. Actually, had before this stupid coronavirus and this lockdown. So we have a lot of people from many countries, and actually we did also during step one we did finish line as you say, as you showed right now. But then I decided that we have to take it out because if somebody doesn't have experience as you have or I have or some people that used to prep in daily basis, if somebody doesn't have experience, when they do a finish line with coarse burr, with a blue stripe burr or with a green burr or with a black, doesn't matter, with a high speed, you know what may happen? It actually happens. I saw that many times. They really concentrate themselves into finish line preparations. And when they start to use magnification like microscope or loops with light, they lose orientation because of the absence of shadows. So basically, the image that we see is plain, and we cannot see the volume of the preparation. So they start to do this finish line and then move burr more deeper into the tooth structure, and they made these U margins all the time. So then I said, no finish lines during step one, okay, for people. Personally, I do, to be honest, I do finish line during step one. But again, I have experience with that. And then we do finish line during step two. And I'm going to show you this right now. So basically, we change now the burr. We change it for the red one. This is the one that I prefer to use during step two, the 0.14. This is the series of the burr. The tip of the burr is 0.6, okay? The tip of the burr is rounded, okay? And to use this burr in proper way, we have to use half of the tip, okay? When you use half of the tip, you will have your chamfer, and instead of 0.6, we will have 0.3. So this is my universal veneer finish line. I do a lot of 0.3 finish lines, sometimes 0.4, sometimes 0.2, but in most of the cases, we do 0.3 by means of that burr. In patients' cases, if we have high smile line and we change the color, I will put retraction cord right now, and then I move my finish line. But in some cases, we can do preparations at the gum level, or even sometimes supragingival preparations. Now I will do phantom prep, so I will be not placing a retraction cord. I will just make my finish line here in the cervical area. Okay, so the red burr, actually, this is also important. We have to use now electric motor. I'm not using high speed right now. I'm using electric motor with increasing handpiece, and I change the speed. So the speed now will be 50, 60,000 RPM. Stable speed controlled by electric motor. That is super important. Okay, less water. I decrease water slightly. And when we do live patient cases, we actually add also air spray from assistant side. So assistant has air spray, removing highlights and splashes of the water from the teeth. Look what is the difference. When I have water on the tooth, I cannot see clear finish line, but when assistant blows the air like this, it is more visible. But we have to say that it is super dangerous if assistant will direct air from that side, because it may be emphysema for the patient. So we have to teach our assistant to blow the air from the gum area. That is super important. Okay, so let's go. I take my red diamond, electric handpiece, and then I go with my finish line, 50, 60,000 RPM. We go. Half tip of the burr. And then, as you mentioned, this is a really important thing that you mentioned. Then when you start to prep proximal finish line, you have to angulate your burr that direction. So basically the tip of the burr goes to adjacent tooth like this. This is correct way. This is correct way. Distal and for mesial here. I'm not in focus. Yeah, now I'm in focus. Okay, so we go. We change the direction of the burr and we go all the way to the distal finish line, half tip of the burr. We have to see that. What is also important now is that as you mentioned, that is super important. You have to prep into proximal in order to mask transition between veneer and tooth. So in this case, we turn a patient's head slightly to the side to be able to see if we need to prep more into proximal. In my case, I have to, because we can see still tooth exposed. So we just continue our preparation a little bit more further. Okay, and then it will always, with that type of preparation, it will always be a very sharp, let's say, and strong transition from buccal side to proximal. I mean this ridge. Okay, so that ridge has to be rounded immediately with the same burr. So now I'm not touching my finish line. I will just make rounded transition here. More smooth transition. Okay, so the same I will do with mesial. I turn my patient's head to another side. Okay, and then I go with the same burr, with the same speed, with everything the same, but now I'll do it in the mesial area. To make it more smooth, this transition. And in case if I have a prepped label surface, for example, the mocap was very thin, and I entered two structures with my coarse burr, and the surface is rough. It is rough. I have to polish it slightly. So with the same burr, with no pressure, if I don't need to increase the depth of preparation, I will just make a really gentle touch all over vocal surface here, just to make it more smooth. Okay, and then this sharp edge here, the sharp ridge, I don't know why I'm out of focus all the time, but anyways, the sharp edge, the transition from incisal butt joint to buccal side, it's really sharp. I would make it a little bit more rounded here. Okay, the only one thing that I didn't mention is that when we prep the cervical finish line, we have to respect zenith point. Okay, so we have to follow the gum if the emergent profile is correct. If not, we have to prep a little bit more apical distal part here to make our finish line a little bit more down here to increase, or let's say to highlight the zenith point, if there was no. Okay, I'm done. So step 2, we call it finishing. Okay, so it was rough initial stage. Now it's like a finishing or main step of preparation. That was a main step of design. And we didn't mention about interproximal preps, because there are 3 different strategies of interproximal preparation. Like we do now, type 1, we keep interproximal contact, while we can also cross interproximal contact, or we can do complete preparation through interproximal contact. So that will be 3-step, let's say type 3. We will not mention this now because we will have no time. So we'll just do this type 1 with a keeping proximal contact. Okay?
Okay. Okay. So this time my turn. I use the same burr. This area, the diameter is 0.8, and here is 1.2. Okay. So if I use the half diameter, the depth is 0.4. Okay.
The movements are very nice. I would like to highlight this to the audience. So look how Dr. Iwata preps. Actually, he stabilizes his handpiece by two hands, as I see it. So he works with two hands, and the movements are really steady, okay, and smooth. Because some people they prep like you know like stretches like this, very roughly, quickly. So that is not correct one. So this is smooth, continuous movements that give you actually also smooth surface. Very nice. We also need to mention that labral surface, buccal surface for veneer preparations is very, very important. It is very important to have it smooth with no scratches, no sharp angles.
Okay. So this time I keep a little amount of scratchy here because if I prepare, I erase all scratches. Sometimes I will lose the proper material space. So next I will use fine tips diamond burr for the final preparation. So this time I keep scratch little amount here. Sorry, do you understand?
Yeah, sure. So now you will change your burr for the red, and then you'll make it this transition smoother.
So I think the important thing is to keep little amount of scratch here. Because if we prepare all scratches depth marker already, sometimes we prepare too much and using the fine.
Yeah. Exactly. Now I got it. So I would like to recap this.
Yes, and this time I prepare. Sorry. Finishing area first here, and next I will prepare the second plane and third plane. Okay. And so this the diameter is 0.5, and I use the half diameter now.
So you'll have 2.5, 0, 25, 0, 3, pretty much.
Yeah, finish. Down the finishing area, little.
I love this angle. Look, and now I'm happy, you know. My eyes are very happy to see this angle all the time. Because I fight sometimes with my participants when they forget about this angle. So I say, look, to avoid undercut, you have to keep this angle. Nice.
And this time I use excavator from horizontal side to open the contact like this.
Okay, yeah, it's a good tip.
Yeah,
it's a good tip.
Sometimes if I don't use it, and I don't open the contact, sometimes I keep jumping margin here. So,
yeah, this tip is actually very useful when you prep for example, when you are not preparing adjacent tooth. It's a good tip just to retract teeth with a metal instrument. Yeah, but when we have to say that. But if we will prep two central incisors, we don't need to do this. We just go straight between. Nice.
Okay, for this exercise.
Very steady. What speed do you use? What speed? I can hear. You need to have three hands to work. Yeah, and then finally you will finish these grooves now, more delicate.
I will mark again because I want to check big scratches here. I check again.
But you have microscope, my friend. You can see that.
So I will put here again.
So you are not touching finish line now. So it is also important. You made them with a medium grit burr, then you refine them and moved your finish lines more apical or proximal with a red diamond burr. So actually they're finished. And now you just make smooth buccal surface. Very nice.
Okay. So this time I check the ridge line again. Like this. Right.
And you check with a silicon index. My mistake, my fault that I didn't prepare silicon index. I did not.
Yeah. Because sometimes we didn't keep our proper material here, material space here. We need to.
Yeah, but you have to say that this transitional angle line, you keep the anatomy, but it has to be smooth. The transition towards finish line.
Yes. And here. Okay. So I check this line, this area.
We call it peripheral horns. Sometimes you can have them, peripheral horns over. Yeah. Continue. I'm just commenting. Okay. I'm like you know, the guy who is commenting football game. Yeah, it's dangerous when you have these peripheral horns. The ceramic will be thin there, and then it goes to the proximal, and it may break even during try-in. A lot of stress on ceramic there.
Okay. And check again. Yes.
Perfect. Very ninja style, very ninja, just precise.
You. Ninja accent.
Ninja accent. Or this is samurai style.
Yes. Sorry. Yes. Sorry. Okay.
Nice.
And I check this area.
That transition, yeah.
Click on the pray and third pray.
Yeah, and this one.
And we need keep here.
Jun,
Yes.
what speed do you use now for that step?
Sorry?
What speed? What is the speed?
Software.
No. I mean speed. How fast is your burr?
Oh, and for the final preparation, I use 30,000.
So for the red burr that you used right now, it was 30,000 RPM, right?
Yes.
Okay, perfect. Okay.
So next you.
Okay, my turn.
Yes.
Okay, nice, very nice. I love the movement, you know, all these angles, really nice. Okay, so my turn, perfect. I go to step 3 now. Okay, so step 3, we call it finishing. Okay, so for step 3, we will use disc soft legs also, and the speed for the soft legs I'm using like a 5,000 RPM. And finally, with the soft legs now, I will make my incisal edge more prominent, more smooth, because it's too wavy. I don't like appearance, it's too wavy here. Okay, let me just recap my magnification so I'll be able to see clear also. So 5,000 RPM with a little bit of water, or you can use it dry, but your assistant may give you water from assistant side, from triplex. So we want to have it plain. I mean, this side, we would like to have it plain, straight. Okay, so just 2 seconds and it's done. Then I turn patient's chin up, we move chin up a little bit. So with a disc also, we can increase or improve incisal buccal transition. So we would like to make it more smoother here. Okay, then I change the direction of my disc. Now we have it this way, and I go because disc is pretty flexible, so we can have really safe smoothening of transition towards finish line, but we are not touching finish line with disc, because if we will touch our finish line with disc, there will be no finish line anymore. But we want to have it. It has to be sharp. The finish line has to be sharp. Internal surface has to be smooth. And I mentioned that it is super important because when you use thin veneer like 03, 04, 05, 06, it is still thin. The fit of your veneer to the surface is way more important than the fit of your veneer to the finish line. It is important to have a fit of your veneer to the finish line, for sure, it must. But the surface has to be smooth also. One small tip I would like also to show, especially when you do CAD/CAM veneers, milled veneers, we started to bevel these angles more for CAD/CAM veneers, not for pressed veneers or for layered veneers. For CAD/CAM veneers, we do small bevel here, so that will be easier to fabricate. You can do it with disc, or you can do it with burr. This is internal, not external angle. I'm not making rounded this part. Okay, I don't go to peripheral aspect of the tooth. I do it inside. So this is internal angles here. Okay, so actually we're done with disc, and actually it's let me give you possibility to do, because I just have one thing to finish, and that's it. So the disc, and then I go for the burr, and that's it. Then my preparation will be finished. So you do your disc, and then I will go with my final step. Okay. How long, by the way, I didn't ask you, how long does it usually take you to prep one tooth for veneer as we do right now, for example?
30 minutes.
30 minutes.
Yeah.
Okay. For this step, this is type 1 veneer with a keeping proximal contacts. 30 minutes. Okay, good. Go. Did you finish?
Oh, sorry. Okay. So
in my case, for that type of veneer, I do it for 15 minutes, maybe 10, 15 minutes. This is my timing for that type of preparation, not more difficult ones. Sometimes 30, depends on patient also. If patient is not stable in dental chair, we do longer shift.
So this time I will prepare the sharp angle here, right here.
The image stops. I open comments, guys. If you're still here, just text if life is going on, because I cannot see Dr. Jun. Oh yeah.
Okay.
So
yeah, sorry.
Let me just.
So next time I will use the shuffle brown silicone number 28.
Okay.
And with water. Okay, finish.
Wow, you done? That's it, right? This is the
Yes.
Oh, so you finished. Nice. What kind of rubber point did you use? The brown one. What is this?
A shovel, brown silicone.
It's pretty. It is coarse a little bit. It cuts a little bit, or it just for polishing.
Polishing.
Polishing. Okay, fine.
And
Perfect.
next I will use green ones. Very
green one to make it like a mirror to take selfies from the tooth.
Yeah, like a composite.
Like composite. Okay, nice. Okay, so let me go back to my teeth, and the very final step of my preparation, once I used soft flex, will be red diamond burr. I'm going back to my increasing handpiece, and I'm taking my red diamond burr. For this, I'm using a burr with a little bit bigger diameter. Okay, so if I used before the 14, now I will use this one, the bigger one. The reason why I'm taking bigger one is not because I want to do my finish line thicker. It is because if I used previous burr not by half, but a little bit more than half, I may have some small U margins, okay? That's why I will take burr that is bigger, and I will take out these U margins in very fast way. So the speed for this burr will be just 10,000 RPM, okay? So I decrease speed, it will be 10,000 RPM. No water, I will use it dry with no water, but with air spray from assistant side. So basically for that speed, which is 10,000 RPM, and with air spray, there is no risk of overheating. So basically it is safe, okay? It is safe. With that speed, you will manually feel if your finish line is rough or it is smooth. So we go just to refine finish line. But in case if I want to make my finish line thicker, for example, I would use this one with a higher speed with the water. But now I'm not making my finish line thick. I just refine it. Refine it by two reasons. First, if my previous burr was used not by half but more, I may have some small U margins, so I would like to take them out, these U margins. The second reason is, if my finish line was rough, I was not accurate, for example, during previous step, my finish line is rough. With that speed, I can make it super fine. Because with that speed, I feel by my fingers if burr is jumping or not. Okay? And the reason number three, since we use disc, and sometimes accidentally you may touch your finish lines with disc, so basically the finish line will be not that sharp as it has to be. So that's why we are going back to the burr. So this is the instrument that I will use to finish my prep. And one last thing, at the very incisal edge, because I was using disc also here, I can make it smooth, but I don't want to make it very end of incisal edge. The palatal aspect of incisal edge has also to be sharp. So basically I will refine it with that burr. I'm not touching vestibular incisal transition. This has to be smooth, but the very end of incisal edge has to be sharp. Okay, so that's it. So I used 3 steps and just 2 or 3 instruments to perform the veneer preparation. Very nice job, my friend. Very nice, very delicate, very samurai style, you know, very precise. Ninja or samurai. Ninja. Okay, so we're done, both of us. What speed did you use for your rubber point?
Sorry?
the rubber point, the rubber from Shofu, the brown one. What speed was?
50,000.
5,000, I think, not 50. Yes. Five, right? Not 50. 5, because 50 is too much.
50,000.
15.
50,000.
15. 1 5. 50 is too much.
Sorry.
1 5. 1 5. 1 5, right? Like a 15. 1 5.
15.
15.
Sorry.
Yeah, because you cannot use this in 50.
Yes, sorry.
Yeah, this is blue one. It's blue one. So you can use it for 15, I think, or 5. Or
10,000 or 15,000, sorry.
From 10 to 15,000, right. Okay, got it. Perfect. Okay, so I think, do you have just 5 more minutes or not?
Sorry?
Do you have 5 more minutes?
Sorry?
Do you have 5 more minutes? 5 minutes. Do you have 5 minutes?
Yes.
Because we have some questions. Okay, yes. We will just answer 2 questions from people.
Yeah.
And then we will done. Okay, I will read questions.
Yes, I have time. Okay.
And then we will reply.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay, let me, because we have a lot of questions, I would like to find really nice ones. Okay, I think, look, this one, because I cannot read anything here. Is it Japanese?
Yeah.
It is Japanese or not?
Sorry.
What language? Can you see question or you cannot see question?
I cannot see the question.
You cannot see. Sorry. So that's okay. So I will take it out. You cannot see. Okay. Let me. Because it was in Japanese. That's why I was thinking that you can see that.
Okay.
So yeah. So the question is: dentin doesn't warm up when drilling dry. When prepare. When you do preparation and you have dentin exposed, we actually do it with water for sure. But the very end of preparation that I use, the step 3, I use it dry with a very low speed and with air spray. So there is no overheating for the structure. By the way, Jun, do you prep sometimes without water?
Yes, of course.
You do? With air spray from assistant side, right?
Yes.
Okay, so pretty similar. Okay, so that's fine. Let's go. Another thing, the handpiece. This one is interesting because I don't use this approach, but people are asking, do you know BOPT, principle of preparation? So the question is, BOPT versus chamfer margins. What is your preference? Do you use BOPT, by the way?
Sometimes for the lower anterior tooth.
Okay, but for the rest, you prefer chamfer perhaps?
Yes.
Okay, yeah.
But sometimes I often prepare the conventional crown preparation because many Japanese patients require aesthetic results. And I must prepare the proper material space for my technician.
So in that case, you will go for the BOPT perhaps, right? Or what?
And
actually, it's a big topic to discuss. Yeah, my personal preference, I have no experience with BOPT. I don't have experience with that. But sometimes I do finish line with let me just show you this burr because it's in my set. Where is it? With this one, the number 12. Okay, the tip of this burr is very super thin. It is still rounded. It is still rounded, but the tip of this burr is just 0.3. And when I use this burr by half, it will be like a, you know, like a 0.1 crazy finish line that considered to be a knife edge preparation, but it's not knife edge preparation. That is still small thing. Okay, so that is this is what I use for some cases, for some clinical situations. Would you please tell us about the costs, if the preparation could be used for direct composites? So, my friends, since we have a lot of questions from your side about designs of preparation, I would like to refer you to join our online platform here. It's online.belograd.com, where you may find a lot of workshops, pretty much similar that we did with Dr. Jun here, but more advanced because we have multiple cameras. We discuss class 3 carries, defects, and many other things. Okay, and you may have a lot of information for your daily practice from the online resource. My friend, Dr. Jun, I was really happy to share this live broadcast with you. I enjoyed a lot your way of preparation, your protocol of preparation, your way of preparation, and also I really enjoyed your hand movements, okay? How stable they are and how precise you do your preps. So really nice, really samurai and ninja way. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
I want to thank also to our audience that you are following us. Follow Dr. Jun because he has a lot of magnificent, nice documented cases on his Instagram account. So you may find a lot of nice tips and tricks from Dr. Iwata. And stay safe and keep in touch. Bye-bye.
Thank you. Bye.